Why did you start doing memory stuff? 어떻게 시작하게 되셨는지 궁금해요.
궁금하네요.
I started because I saw somebody on television memorize a deck of cards, and that was the most fascinating feat of memory I'd ever seen.
Okay.
And I thought it was a trick, so I wanted to know how this guy did it. And I tried myself, couldn't do it,
Okay.
and then eventually worked on a method
Really?
that made me do it. Yeah.
That's possible. You can do that.
Yeah,
it's not
anybody-
like
you can all do it. Definitely.
진짜로?
You can all do it. Definitely.
진짜로?
이 노력으로 될 건 아닌 것 같은데 선천적으로 그죠? Is it possible by training or is it
Yeah.
your gifted talent?
Definitely by training. I wasn't born with a special gift.
이게 연습으로 만든
이게 연습으로 된다고요? 어떤 방법으로 외우시는 건지 궁금해요. 뭐 비결이 있는지.
special strategy.
I have a system for doing it. So I have codes for every card and pair of cards. So they mean something to me. They're pictures. And the way I keep the sequence is I put them along a journey. So I call it the journey method. So it could be a journey around this studio, for example. So the first card, if it's, let's say it's the 10 of diamonds, that would be our British Prime Minister because he lives at number 10 Downing Street.
Okay.
And if it's the 2 of hearts, followed by that, then the Prime Minister has a couple of geese or a couple of swan because they look like the 2.
Okay.
So he's walking them through my front door. So I'm just visualizing these pictures. But normally I do it quite quickly, I get it down to about 30 seconds.
That's interesting.
What does 3 of hearts mean to you?
In your system.
Well,
visualize
these
it.
were a group of singers back in the 1950s, 60s called the Beverly Sisters. They were blonde ladies.
Yeah.
And so they were heartthrobs. 3 ladies, 3 blonde
Three
ladies.
lady heartthrob.
와.
Every time you see this card, you visualize it.
I
As a
visualize the
singer
same
or-
people,
Same people.
but they're doing different actions because I look at 2 cards at the same time. So it's
Okay.
a person and an action.
무슨가 액션으로.
Do you play cards?
I do. Poker, blackjack.
So 그러면 가지고 못 들어가시는 거 아니에요? Can
그치.
you go into
이거-
casinos? Are you like allowed to, or you're not allowed to?
I'm not allowed to. I'll tell you
아,
about that.
외우니까.
So you're on the
Back in 1991, when I started breaking records and winning world memory championships, people said, well, I should be able to clean up at the casinos. So I trained my brain to count cards, blackjack,
Oh, yeah.
when they're 21,
Yeah.
but also to learn, memorize tables of information. And I went to Las Vegas and turned $20,000 into $30,000 pretty quickly. And I got thrown out of, or banned from 13 casinos. So I'm not allowed back in Las Vegas.
Because they already knew.
Yeah, well, I started doing TV shows.
Oh, okay, yes. They already had you on their
Do you
radar.
honestly? Do you regret a little bit?
Prime.
좋은 질문 같은데.
A little bit.
No, this is much more enjoyable meeting you guys rather than being stuck in a casino with a disguise on.
아니 기억력이 이렇게 좋으면은 일상생활에 어떤 점이 이렇게 좀 편리할까요?
Well, I mean, I wish I'd learnt these techniques when I was at school earlier on because, I use them every day when I'm working on my computer for transferring figures over, when I'm meeting people, names and faces, a to-do list. I have to give speeches, so I have to remember those in sequence as well. If you think about it, memory is everything. So I think it just makes me more efficient.
Do you have uncomfortable things?
Yeah,
Oh,
my wife
skills.
expects me to remember to put the bin out, the trash bin, and to do the washing up.
뭐 좀 실례되는 질문이 될지 모르겠습니다만 성적이 좀 어떠셨는지. 기억력은 참 좋으신데.
I had an accident as a baby. My brother let go of my pushchair. I was 8 months old, and I landed on a railway track. I was carried off by a train, hooked onto the back of a train, and carried off along the track, going faster and faster. And then I became unhooked, and I banged my head here. So I've got a scar here. So I think my parents were worried. They thought I might have brain damage, but I was very slow at school. So I left school when I was 15, 16 because I was diagnosed with dyslexia.
Oh.
I used to write backwards. I'm left-handed, and I read very slowly. I found it very difficult to hear what the teacher was saying, concentrate, and therefore I couldn't remember. So I was hopeless at school.
반전이다.
I thought I was stupid. It became very clear soon that there was no way that my and it was quite a depressing time for me. So I was joined commerce,
Okay.
which is what I did for the next 14 years.
Yeah.
I thought I was stupid, so it wasn't until I was 30 when I started training my memory. When I saw this man on television memorize playing cards. So that's how it started.
That's cool.
So I've turned it round. It's like a miracle. So I always say if I can become a world memory champion, then anybody can. It's just a matter
Such a
of training.
story. There's such a story. Such a story.
그냥 정말 위기를 기회로 잘 전환시킨 사례네요. 난독증이 어떻게 보면 지금의 오브라이언 씨를 만든 계기가 됐을 수도 있는 거네요, 그죠?
And the great thing is that other people are doing the same thing now. You know, they buy my books, or they see somebody else on television memorize information, or they hear about the memory championships, and you know, they may have been struggling like I did, and it's turned them around. So it's a great confidence-boosting experience.
이게 저 어릴 때부터 이렇게 기억력 교육을 하는 게 좋은 것 같은지 아니면 그냥 어떻게 생각하시는지요?
Absolutely. One of the things I did in the UK was co-found the school's memory championships.
Okay.
So we need to get these techniques into kids as young as possible. So I get them to play the game of memory.
Okay.
Then they can use these techniques. I mean, a simple one is to, we say in England, I went down to the seaside and I packed in my bag. And then you say, I packed in my bag a pen and a cup. And then you say a pen, a cup, and so on. I think you have a game where you do it with a rhythm here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a game here that they do when they drink, when they list a
Yeah.
bunch of things.
But that's a
Yeah.
great way of building your working memory,
Okay.
training your working memory.
Okay.
Training your working
Do you actually training this by singing songs? Like us?
No.
No
just,
song
Just
singing.
making sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
making songs.
Is there any
you
rhythms?
can do a song out of it,
Rhythms
but there's a stronger method. of
When you
doing
go
it.
to seaside, when you go to seaside, 나나나나나.
So how do you?
너무 창피해. 아니 그렇게 우리는 좀 외우잖아.
나나나나. So what is the technique then that you encourage the children to use through the game if it's
Well,
not?
the way you should start is to have a journey around your house. So it could be your front door, your entrance hall, kitchen, bathroom, whatever the layout of your house is. It's going to be different for everybody, but do it in a logical order. So what was the first word you memorized just now, which is
Sand.
mojo or
모래.
Mori.
Sand.
Sand. So at your front door, you imagine there's a bucket of sand there. But use logic. Why is the sand there? Maybe it's to prevent a fire or something.
Yeah.
Second word?
Shell.
Seashell.
Shells.
Yeah.
Shells.
Right, so you go into the entrance hall
Yeah.
and then you walk on these shells.
Yeah.
You can feel it. It may be uncomfortable. Again, why are the shells there?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're for decoration. And the third one?
Bird.
A bird. So what's the next place in your journey? Kitchen or something?
Yeah.
Kitchen. So maybe you're cooking a bird
Oh yeah.
in the kitchen. So you're building up connections.
Yeah.
Now when you come back, you know the journey around your house. So it preserves the order of the words.
So you're spatially saving images.
That's a good word. Spatially saving them along a journey. Then it's easy. Then you can keep going.
옛날에 주입식 교육 한창 할 때는 막 무슨 노래 막 하고 그랬잖아요.
옛날
제가 막
동요들.
예전에 그게 정말 잘 안 외워지니까 그냥 막 기계적으로 외운 거잖아요. 근데 사실은 어떻게 보면 이렇게 공간을 놓고 비주얼라이즈를 해가지고 그 안에다가 단어를 넣는 식으로 하면은 더 많이 외울 수 있을 것 같긴 해요. 이게 노래로 하면은 사실 한계가 있거든요.
노래는 이제 비주얼라이징이 아니라 뭔가
그냥
버릇을 만드는 거죠.
기계.
예.
그냥 아예
튀어나오게.
그게 왜
그거를
거기
거꾸로도
일하는
못할 거야 노래는.
뭐
네,
절대
못하죠,
못하죠.
절대 안 되지.
It's a very good exercise for your memory.
Yeah.
Because think of all the things you're doing. You're spatially representing information. You're using imagination, logic, and making connections.
Right.
It's helping your concentration. It's helping you to be more creative. So it's great for kids to start off with. It's a very simple technique.
좋은 방법인 것 같아.
되게 좋은 방법인 것 같아요. 시각화해서 하는 거.
Probably the most important is names and faces.
Yes.
Do you use any techniques yourselves to remember names?
I just say,
I don't have any.
You repeat
see you
it.
next time.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are a number of techniques, but I always use the same thing again. I use places, spatial awareness. I use imagination and coding. So, for example, you remind me of a golf professional
Oh, really?
at my club. Nobody you know. Somebody I
개인적으로 아는
know.
사람 중에.
So I now got a place for you,
Okay.
which is my golf club, and I'm seeing somebody tiling the footpath. Obviously, there's a connection
yeah.
there.
There you go.
And you pronounce your surname Rash or Raish?
Rash.
Rash.
Yeah.
Well, you've probably had this before, but it feels like a rash.
Yeah, exactly.
And that may be the rash from tiling. From the golf. So
타일링하다가 래시가 났다고.
this is your 석진.
석진하.
Ha. Yeah. But this time inside with some gin, a bottle of gin.
오.
So I go, ha, ha.
아, 여기 있었네.
재밌다, 뻔히.
So I'm putting people in filing cabinets or files.
How about me, sir?
한무총.
Right.
It's a hanging cow.
Hanging cow.
Because cows make a moo sound. So there's a hung moo, a hung moo.
CG해줘, CG. 매달려.
And chun. That's very difficult. It sounds like sunshine.
Sunshine.
So imagine the sun coming down on this hanging cow.
아, 너무
feel.
슬프다. Such a sad story.
Says, but I'll remember you. See?
Alright, 헝무로.
So now you know the method.
Yes.
Look at someone's face. Who do they remind you of? It could be a relative, a friend, someone famous, a dancer, golf professional. You need a place to put them, and then break the name down into syllables, pictures. Put it all
이게
together.
우리가 직장 생활할 때 이제 이름이 기억 안 나서 그래 언제 한번 만나 이런 일 되게 많거든요. 근데 그게 굉장히 예의가 아니기 때문에 어떻게 이름하고 어떻게 스토리를 만들어서 연관을 시켜가지고 외우면 잊어버리지 않을 것이다.
쉽겠다, 진짜.
라는 말씀이시네요.
So school was tough. So I wish I'd learnt these techniques when I was a kid, because you don't have to do all this rote learning, repetition all the time. What we've done today is we've learnt to code information and find connections. It's exactly how memory works. I have a system called the Dominic system,
The Dominic system.
Yeah.
더맥 시스템.
which is a system of coding numbers. So every pair of numbers from 00 to 99, and there are 100 of them, is a person. But each number from 0 to 9 represents a letter. So for example, the number 23 is BC. The second letter of the alphabet is B, and third is C.
Right.
So for me, that's Bill Clinton.
와.
Every person has an action as well, as you noticed with the cards. So then I can memorize 4 digits at a time, 4 decimals.
Okay.
It's subject verb, like 2 cards at a time.
Can you write some examples on the blackboard?
박스에다 오는.
and explain it.
Okay.
Could you please?
3이 비리크니까.
Right, so this already looks like the letter O.
Oh.
The first letter of the alphabet is A,
아.
B, C, D. This one has got an S sound in English, 6. So this is an S.
아, 이것도 다르네요.
This is the 7th letter of the alphabet, E, F, G. Oops. And this is H. And this one has got an N sound, 9.
Nine,
So
N.
this is N. Now you can do anything with these numbers. So if we say number 42 gives us what? DB. Can you think of anybody famous?
대박이요?
Database.
Database?
데이터베이스.
Or David Beckham?
David Beckham.
데이비드 베컴.
So David Beckham kicking a football. 67,
SG 원업이요.
SG. You could have a group of people,
살다가.
like the Spice Girls. Do you know the Spice
Spice
Girls?
Girls.
Yeah.
How about, so number 40
부끄부끄.
is DO,
40.
이현도.
which is my initials, Dominic O'Brien.
Oh, yeah.
So you take any of these now, and when I look at these numbers, if I see 4, 2, 6, 7, I see David Beckham singing with the Spice Girls or singing a Spice Girls song. Or 40, 42 is me playing football.
Okay.
So they're interchangeable pieces of a jigsaw puzzle.
어.
You don't have to do that. You can use images like 2280 could look like a pair of swans. You imagine a pair of swans marching into your bank. The bank manager's dressed up as a snowman
그림으로 또 이제
and he's kicking a football
Yeah.
on his head. So now you can remember your PIN number just by thinking of pictures,
Yeah.
shapes of numbers.
Oh, that's fun.
너무 귀엽네요. 이게 이제 도미닉 기억법의 일부인 거죠. 요즘엔 모르겠어요. 요즘에도 국사 시간에 연도를 많이 외우는지 모르겠는데 뭐 강화도조야, 이모군란,
을사조약.
을사조야 뭐 이런 거
을사조야.
연도 외워야 되거든요.
1905 을사조약.
1905 맞아 을사조야.
한일 합방 1910. 3.1 운동 1919.
이런 게 사실은 아무 논리도 없이 외운 거잖아요. 그냥 드립다가 막 외운 거잖아요. 연도 외울 때도 학생들이 좀 도움을 받지 않을까. 왜냐면 아무리 통합교과라고 해도 이제 연도를 좀 알아야 그죠? 이게 시대 순으로 좀 배열을 해야 좀 풀 수가 있으니까 저런 방법을 한번 활용하시면 좋지 않을까 하는 생각이 드네요.